Hey guys, it's Heather. So this evening I saw a great question posted in a massage therapy message board, and it was about massaging a client who had poison ivy. Do you do it? Do you not? What kind of guidelines should you be following? As always, I am not a licensed healthcare professional, and nothing that you find here is medical advice. Do not take it as such. If you ever have any questions, contact your healthcare provider or refer your clients to their healthcare provider. So with that said, so is it ever okay to massage a client who has poison ivy? Or if you have poison ivy, is it okay to get a massage? So as a massage therapist, if you have a client who comes in and they say, I've just gotten into some poison ivy recently, I've got a rash, can I still get a massage? So honestly, it's really up to you. It is 100% up to your comfort level. You are 100% within your rights to say, no, I'm not comfortable with that. Let's reschedule. Once you've seen your doctor, if you feel like you need to, and once the rash has cleared up. You are perfectly safe to do that. You're always safe to do that. However, if you would like to proceed with the massage, there are some things that you need to take into consideration. So the oils that make people react to poison ivy, that's called urushiol. So the urushiol oil, that once they touch the poison ivy, it gets into the skin, and that oil is what people react to. And it usually happens within 24 hours. Sometimes it can take up to 72 hours. So up to 3 days, sometimes it can take to erupt and into the skin and cause that rash. So if this were me, I would want to know, how long ago were they exposed to poison ivy? Have they been exposed to any more poison ivy since then? How much of their body is covered with the rash? And what is the extent of the rash? Like how bad of a reaction was it? How much damage has it caused? So if it had been greater than 3 days since they were exposed to poison ivy, they had not been exposed to any more in that amount of time. If the poison ivy rash was localized to a small area of the body, and if I could easily, work around it, give it a wide berth, stay away from it, and the reaction was not that bad, then I personally would feel okay doing the massage. I would treat it as a local contraindication. If a person had been exposed less than 3 days, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it, for the reason that it's possible that the urushiol oil that is in the poison ivy that would cause the person to react, it's possible that it could still be in their skin, or it's possible that the skin hasn't erupted yet and that you would just be spreading the oils around, causing the rash to be even bigger, or you would be pre-irritating skin that's about to erupt. So if it had been less than 3 days, I would not work on it. If it was not localized, if it was a greater area of the body, that's just more to work around. They may be in, discomfort. They may not be able to lay still. Sometimes when you have poison ivy, and at the end of the day, when you're in your bed trying to go to sleep, it can be really annoying at that time because you're not moving around. You have nothing else to think about except your itchiness. So it could stand to reason that might be a consideration during massage as well. They may be uncomfortable. They may be super itchy, like depending how much of it their body is covered and how bad the reaction is. You definitely want to stay away from it. Even if it's a small area, you want to stay away from it. If it's just on their feet, you avoid their feet. If it's on their legs, if it's on the bottom of their legs, maybe you just avoid that area and you do upper legs and upper body. Or maybe you just leave the legs alone entirely and you just work on upper body. It may also be a good idea to have them cover whatever body part has the poison ivy to just, you know, protect it, but also just as a reminder to you to stay away from it. You know, don't touch it. We're treating it as a local contraindication, and we're not going to touch the poison ivy. After, you know, after the oils are gone, after, you know, they've washed it off and they've, you know, those days have passed, you're not at risk of spreading it. At that point, you know, touching somebody else's poison ivy, it's not going, you know, once that time has passed and the oils are gone, washed away, you're not going to get poison ivy or spread their poison ivy. The risk at that point would be secondary bacterial infection. So definitely you don't want to touch it, you know, after that point. You don't want to cause them any more discomfort, but you don't want them to get infected. They may already be more prone to that infection, you know, secondary infection, just from scratching it and opening up the skin and irritating it and allowing bacteria to enter. So just make sure you leave it alone. So for me, let's go over those again. For me personally, my rule is that if it's been less than 3 days, I don't work on it. If it's been greater than 3 days since they've been introduced to the poison ivy, they have not reintroduced themselves to any more poison ivy. They have a small area of poison ivy and the reaction is not that bad, you know, just a few bumps, and it's not like oozing or red or raw, irritated and infected looking. And if they are comfortable getting a massage, if they are comfortable laying there and don't feel bad and don't feel too itchy, then I personally would feel comfortable giving a massage at that point. And if you're a client wondering, should I get massage, all these same rules apply to you. The biggest thing is, you know, check through all 5 of those things, and also, you know, just really make sure, are you comfortable with this? Can you lay still and not feel too itchy? Are you comfortable with whatever your massage therapist is comfortable with? If they don't want to work on your legs at all, and say you only have a little spot on one of your legs, but they're just like, I just don't want to work on your legs at all, I'm just going to stick to upper body, are you okay with that?